Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Mr. Cobalt, and today in this video we're going to go over the second problem where we are going to figure out how to pull out the information, use conversion factors to solve the word problem. So just like in the first problem, the first thing you want to do is read the problem to pull out the information. And again, you're looking for those relationships that you can put as equalities because that's going to give you your conversion factors. And you're also looking to figure out where to begin and where to end, and that's going to be most likely in the question itself. So let's go ahead and get started with this problem here. So they give you an equality already. So 1 pound is equal to 453.6 grams. So that's going to be a conversion factor that's going to be useful. It says that an acetaminophen suspension for infants contains 80 milligrams per 0.80 milliliters of suspension. Okay, stop there. That is a relationship. So they're relating 80 milligrams of the medicine in 0.8 milligrams of the suspension, right? So this is like a liquid suspension that you're going to give to the infant, and within that suspension is the medicine itself, the mass of the medicine. So this here is going to be a relationship, and notice it's this per this. So you can write that as an equality. So 80 milligrams of the medicine, acetaminophen, is going to be equal to 0.80 milliliters of the suspension. So you have, I'm going to put aceto for the medicine and milliliters of suspension, and these are equal. So that's going to be a conversion factor that we can use. So that's a relationship that we got from the first sentence. So let's keep reading. The recommended dose is 15 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. So what does this mean? So the milligrams here is referring to the medicine. So for you are required to give 15 milligrams per 1 kilogram of the body weight of the infant, right? So again, here is a relationship that we can use as a conversion factor. So 15 milligrams of the medicine, aceto, or acetaminophen, is going to be equal to 1 kilogram of body weight. Okay, so that is going to be useful. That's going to be a conversion factor. Okay, so now we're at the question. So the question is going to tell us where to begin and where to end. And again, the beginning of the question where it starts out with how many or how much or something like that, that first part is going to tell you the ending. That's where you need to end. So here it's saying how many milliliters of this suspension. Okay, stop. That is where we want to end. We want to end at milliliters of suspension. So I draw my arrow. We want to end at milliliters of the suspension. Okay, where are we gonna start though? So we keep reading the question. How many milliliters of this suspension should be given to an infant weighing how much? 14 pounds. So 14 pounds is where we need to begin. So we're going to go from 14 pounds weight of the infant to milliliters of suspension that we need to give to that infant. And so we know where to start now. We know where we need to end. We have our relationships for the conversion factors. So now all we need to do is start here and do as many conversion factors as we need to get to milliliters. So let's get this started. So I start with 14 pounds. So I'm going to put 14 pounds on the top over 1. and I need my first conversion factor. So I have pounds. I need to convert pounds to something, right? I can't stay here. So what do I have? I have pounds to grams. So I'm going to put 1 pound on the bottom to cancel out with pounds. So 1 pound goes on the bottom, and the other side goes on top. So I have 453.6 grams. So now the pounds are going to cancel out, and now I have grams. So I need milliliters of suspension, so I'm not done, so I keep going. So I'm going to keep going with the conversion factors until I get milliliters of the suspension. So grams. So I'm done with this equality, so I'm not going to use that again. So now I have grams, and so I have grams of body weight. But in order to use body weight here, I need to get to kilograms. So I need to use my metric to metric equality. So again, if I set up the equality between grams and kilograms, I always put the 1 with the prefix, and I use the prefix multiplier with the base unit. So I have kilo. Kilo is 1,000 or 10 to the 3. So I put 10 to the 3. So there's my equality. I'm going to use that as a conversion factor. So I've got that down. So now I got grams on top. So I'm going to put grams on the bottom. So that's going to be 10 to the 3rd grams on the bottom and 1 kilogram on top. So the grams are going to cancel out now. And so now I have kilograms, and now I can use kilograms here. So 1 kilogram of body weight is equal to this many milligrams of this acetaminophen. So that's the medicine. So now I can use this, and I can do another conversion factor, and I keep going. I got kilograms. I need milliliters of suspension, so I keep going. So 1 kilogram of body weight. Okay, so 1 kilogram of body weight is equal to 15 milligrams of the medicine. So I put 15 milligrams of acetaminophen on the top. Kilograms, this is body weight. Okay, so body weight, this is body weight, this is body weight, body weight. It's always good to specify what your numbers are referring to. So body weight. So here, kilograms of body weight cancel out, and now I have milligrams of acetaminophen. So now I'm done with that one. So now I need to go from acetaminophen, I need to get to volume of the suspension. So here I have the milligrams of the acetaminophen to milliliters, right? So, but I need milligrams. I have milligrams there, so I can go ahead and use this conversion. So now I can convert milligrams to milliliters. So I take 80. So 80 milligrams of the acetaminophen and on the bottom, and 0.80 milliliters of suspension. So 0.80 milliliters of the suspension. So milligrams cancels out. And now I have milliliters of suspension, which is what I want. I am now done with my conversion factors. So now at this point, it's just taking your calculator, multiplying across the top, dividing by what's on the bottom. Ignore the ones. So let's go ahead and calculate this out really quick. So I have 14 multiplied by 453.6 multiplied by, skip the 1, 15 multiplied by 0.80 divide by 1,000, divided by 1,000 and then divided by 80. Divided by 80 equals. And so I get, answer is, let's see, 0.9, 0.95256. 5256, and that is milliliters of the suspension. Okay, that's what the calculator gives me. So now I have to figure out, well, how many of those digits am I allowed to keep? Okay, so now I look at what I have multiplied and divided by, and I want to get rid of anything that is exact, keep the measures. So this was given to us as a measure, right? So we're relating mass to volume. So that is going to be a measure. These are not equal or the same type of unit. They're in different categories, mass and volume. So that's going to be a measure. Kilograms of body weight to milligrams of acetaminophen. That was also given to us as a measure as well. This is exact, right? So one kilogram to 1,000 grams is exact. This is a measure because we're relating a metric unit to English unit, so that's a measure, so we need to look at that. And this 14 was given to us as the number of pounds of the infant. Okay, so when they give us a number of pounds, like 14 pounds, 15 pounds, you might think of this as an actual number. It's not a measure, but we'll treat this as a measure. So it depends. So let's look at the units. So here we have two, what do you call them? Significant figures. Here we have two significant figures. Here we have two significant figures. Here we have 4, and here we have 2. So the least number of sig figs is 2. So that means your answer cannot have any more than 2 significant figures. So we have 9 and 5. We cut it off at the 5. So we drop everything else. And so the answer then becomes 0.95 milliliters of the suspension. And so that is the answer to this problem. So remember, the way you attack these word problems is you read the word problem, you pull out the relationships, anything that you can use as a conversion factor. And a dead giveaway of a conversion factor is when you have something per something. When you have something over something, that is going to be a conversion factor. So here we have conversion factors, and I took these and I wrote them as equalities. Okay, so you pull out the relationships, write them down as equalities. You can use those as conversion factors, as I used here. And then the question is going to tell you where to begin and where to end. So the question, the beginning of the question, where you have the how many, how much, that question word is what is going to tell you where to end. And then after that, it has to tell you where to begin somewhere in the rest of the question. Once you know where to begin and where to end, you set up the beginning and you just use your conversion factors until you get to the unit you want. I hope this was helpful. If you like this channel, subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, and I'll see you guys next time. If you have anything you want me to go over, please make a comment in the video section down below. Thank you very much.